Yo, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are blessed in the mighty name of Jesus. So for today's video, man, I'm gonna be going into a little bit of my mixing process, how I mix my vocals, how I kind of arrange a beat. I've made a couple videos in the past. I've also gone live and done this as well, but I just wanted to make a direct video going into a little bit more in depth about how I actually create my vocal chain, plugins that I use, the bare essentials of my process when it comes to my vocal chain, setting it up, and how I do things when it comes to, creating a beat and using tools that I have to create something. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Leave me a comment down below for anything else, for any questions that you may have, or anything that you want to see me kind of elaborate a little bit more on, or want me to talk about in the next video coming up, or any of that stuff. Please leave me a comment down below what you guys would like to see, and I'll see what I can do about making that happen. In the mighty name of Jesus. Hope you guys like the video. Peace. So I came across a drum sample, drum loop on Splice. I figured I would try to make something out of it. So I'm feeling something different today. So let's try it. I like it a lot. There's so many different ways that you could take this, right? I'm not sure just yet, but I'm gonna look for some more samples and see what I can find. That's the one. That's the one. That's all we need. Let's rock with it. Just so smooth, bro. Just so smooth with it. That's nice. Let's see what this is. Yeah. All right. So these are some lyrics that I had just kind of sitting around. That might work, actually. These lyrics might work just right. Let's see, check it out. Yeah, I searched the world and I chased the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty, till you came through, oh Lord, and you rescued me. Me, oh yeah. Till you rescued me. Yeah, let's track this thing real quick. Let's rock it. Yeah. That didn't work. Yeah. I searched the world and I chased the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty, till you came through, oh Lord, and you rescued me. Came through when you rescued me. Yeah, came through when you rescued me. Let me get that right. I searched the world and I chased the highs. Oh, man. Pop that thing up right there. Let me pop that pop filter up right there. All right, here we go. Yeah. I searched the world and I chased the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty, till you came through, oh Lord, and you rescued me. Yeah, came through when you rescued me. Yeah, till you came through, oh Lord, and you rescued me. All right, let's go ahead and put that echo. Okay, let's go ahead and add that stereo delay to here. My son in the back, he's running around. He's a little hyper off of milk. I typically always low cut and high cut on my delays. Somewhere generally around like 500 hertz, 520, 500. And then for the high cut, I do around 6 or 7, just depending. The feedback for this, I'm gonna turn up to about 40-ish. And then I want to turn this up since I have it on the actual channel and I have it on an actual track itself, the echoes, because I want to have full control over it, and I want it dedicated to my echoes, right? So that being said, let's check it out. Search the world and I chase the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty, till you came through, oh Lord, and you rescued me. Yeah, came through and you rescued me. All right, so for those of you who do not know, I use, for a lot of my mixing, my go-to is Nectar 4 from Isotope. They have a channel strip inside of Nectar 4, or Nectar 4 is actually a channel strip. And they have multiple plugins that you can throw in any order that you want into your channel strip. This is basically my channel strip EQ first, because I want to eliminate frequencies as much as possible. I want to clean up, get rid of all the resonance, all the garbage that doesn't belong in my vocal or in whoever's vocal it is that I'm mixing. I want to get it at least somewhat tamed. So I want to cut out everything. I want to get rid of everything that I don't want in the vocal first. I see some people, and I don't understand this, to each his own, but I see a lot of people throwing time-based effects, throwing pitch correction on the front and center of their channel strip, and I don't understand that. If somebody could explain that theory to me, I would love to hear your reasoning as to why you do that. Maybe I'm missing something. I'm not a know-it-all. So if you got some tips as to why you would use pitch correction first, please school me. Let me know what's going on with that. Anyways, so for my vocal, man, I have a lot of resonance that comes in around like anywhere between 2 and 4K. And what I do, I usually just do a broad dip, and I'll find that harsh frequency and I'll just leave it there. I'm usually cutting out 200 or 300 hertz. I'm dipping down just a little bit just to kind of catch some of that boominess in my voice. And of course I cut. A lot of people don't cut this much, but I found like that a lot of times the compression that I use, they bring back in that low end. I usually leave this at about 150, sometimes 130, 130 hertz, 150 hertz, and I leave that there for all my vocals. And so for the high end, I'm boosting. I start with it at about 3 dB, and I'm starting the boost at about 6K usually. But with this frequency, with this band, I'm doing a dynamic EQ right here. So what it's doing is it acts somewhat like a compressor, right? So I'm not actually just boosting a whole lot of high end. I'm actually able to tame it and contain my high frequencies, keep them somewhat controlled. So that's why I have this much on there, right? So I'm gonna turn these off. And I also have a de-esser, but we'll get into that in just a second. So EQ, right? I'm gonna turn it off and listen to what we got so far. Search the world and I chase the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty. All right, and after. Search the world and I chase the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart. Search the world and I chase the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty, till you came through, oh Lord, and you rescued me. So there's a difference, right? At this point, it probably sounds like it's way too thin. It probably sounds like it's way too boxy and all these other things. But I found that when I bring in my compressor, I bring in my de-esser, and then I have one more, I use the CLA2A after this vocal chain and another EQ. After I bring all that stuff in, it's gonna bring out some of the characteristics, man. It's gonna bring out some of that tone in my voice that I like. So again, one more time, we'll bypass and then engage the EQ. Search the world and I chase the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty, till you came through, oh Lord, and you rescued me. Search the world and I chase the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Right. Every promise, every dream left me so empty, till you came through, oh Lord, and you rescued. So right there, just off the bat, it's already kind of controlled. It's already somewhat tamed, aside those S's and the sibilants, of course, because we boosted it. But we got some control going on first off the bat, right? Moving on to our compressor. All right, so we're going to engage that. This compressor I find in Nectar 4 is really good. Like, it's very simple. It's very easy to use. Everything is here in your face. Like, the threshold is here. Release, attack, ratio, makeup. Like, I stick with this setting, the digital setting, pretty much 95% of the time. And I know this is a little harsh for some people, but I start at 8-1 for my vocals. Starting off, my attack, I'll do about 52 milliseconds. I start with around 52 milliseconds, right? And for rap vocals, I'm gonna keep this down because I want my release to be as fast as possible. I don't want it to be compressing for too long. So we'll just listen to this, and I'll bring the threshold down until I get it to where it is my liking. Search the world and I chase the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty till you came through, oh Lord, and you rescued me. Search the world and I chase the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty till you came through, oh Lord, and you rescued me. So that's all right. Again, this is all subjective. I've learned a lot over the years, so this is just what I do with my vocals. When it comes to other people's vocals, I do things a little bit different, but this is generally where I start. And then once I have that threshold kind of sitting where I want it to, and I have the amount of gain reduction coming in right here and the threshold set, I'll try not to compress too hard right here when it comes out the gate, jumping out the gate. I don't want my first compressor to be compressing so hard. Search the world and I chase the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty. And if I feel like my compressor, like if I'm needing to compress even more, then I'll go back to my EQ, right? And again, like I said, those harsh frequencies, man, are right around this area, that 2 to 4K. So I'm searching around that area for those harsh frequencies because my voice is very high. I've been told that I sound like a woman singing. I get it, but I got a lot of harsh frequencies in this area, so I'm gonna go in here and listen for it. And also, if you guys have not heard of this, if you guys are, new to mixing or just trying to learn about mixing, a good thing for you to start when it comes to EQ is called sweeping, where you make your narrow band, make that thing narrow, and then you want to boost it up and search around for those harsh frequencies to stand out. Like, you'll hear them. Like, I'm going to sweep across this area and you'll start hearing where those harsh frequencies really are. They'll become more enhanced and more apparent. And then from there, once you find those frequencies, you're going to want to cut them. So just check it out. See what we got right here. Let's try to find that harsh frequency I'm talking about. Search the world and I chase the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream. Obviously, because I'm boosting it, but I've done this enough to know, like, that's the area that is harsh for my vocal, right? So it looks like it's about 3.9K, so almost 4K, right? So I'll take it, and you can, with the Nectar, you can take the band, click your mouse on the dot and drag it down, or you can just drag it from here and just go down exactly so that you're not derailing from the frequency that you want, And we'll listen to it to where we feel like that harsh frequency isn't there as much, right? Search the world and I chase the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty till you came through, oh Lord, and you rescued me. Once you start coming down, you can widen up this band a little bit. I wouldn't go too crazy with it, obviously, because you're going to be losing some of the dynamics, the actual character of your vocal. So, to taste, listen to it, use your ears. Search the world and I chase the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so. And it's good also for you to come down, if you need to come down all the way, just to, reference what's going on. Search the world and I chase the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty till you came through, oh Lord, and you rescued me. So right there, right around that area, right? I'm going to go ahead and cut this down so we got quite a bit of reduction right here, like 10 dB right here going on, but that's what I feel like is good for my vocal. You know what I mean? Everybody's vocal is different. Every situation, every recording that you do is going to be different. And one of the things that I've learned over time, over the years, is like, don't be afraid, like, to go bring this thing down. If you need to bring it down and it needs to be brought down, bring that thing down. Don't be scared of it. But also using multiple instances of compressors, multiple instances of EQ, right? So for this one, I'm not going to go too crazy with it. I'm going to probably stay about, let's just stay about 9 dB, right? We're dropping it 9 dB down, right? We're cutting 9 dB out of, 39 something, And again, like once you come down and you start deducting, you start removing the frequencies, you can experiment, move it around down here too to see what sounds better. You know, experiment with it, what you got, and see what sounds good. All right, so then from there, we're gonna go into this de-esser. Let's go ahead and engage that thing. And for I love this de-esser. It's very simple. You can adjust the frequency that you want, the frequency range, and you adjust the threshold. That's it. You got 2 knobs, and then you can do the listen, and it allows you just to hear what it is that you're de-essing. You're actually de-essing, which is really cool. So for this, I'm usually staying around like 6K, and I'm setting my threshold to around 60 dB, anywhere from, depending on the vocal, again, anywhere from 6 to 12 dB. Any more than 12 dB is starting to, you're cutting out at that point. Let's A-B it and see the difference. Search the world and I chase the highs, but nothing
Disable.
could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me
Engage.
so empty till you came through.
Right.
Oh Lord, and you rescued me. You can immediately tell like that it's taming those S's, that sibilance in your voice, in my voice. Search the world and I chase the highs, especially in that first line. Search the world, right? Search the world and I chase. And I can come down a little bit more. Search the world and I chase the highs. Search the world and I chase the highs, but nothing. I'd say somewhere around there. Maybe cut this down a little bit. Search the world and I chase the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. So from there, after I got that pretty well set how I want it, I have this limiter engaged. A lot of times I'm not even hitting that thing, but just for peace of mind, I have this limiter engaged just in case my vocal that I get a little bit loud during my mixing process. I have this limiter set just to have that peace, so I know that it's not gonna peak. And as you can see, search the world and I chase the high. As you can see, it's not even touching, so we're good. From that point on, after I've got this set pretty much how I want it, I'm gonna come in here, throw on the CLA28. This is iconic for an analog sound. This is the Waves audio version. There's 2 knobs, man. There's 2 knobs. Very easy. I usually have my gain set to about 38, sometimes 40. And for my peak reduction, man, depending on the song, I want about -7, -5 dB, around there of peak reduction. But let's play it and see what we got. Search the world and I chase the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty till you came through. Oh. Already off the bat, like it's gonna boost and it gives it a lot of warmth. I can already tell off the jump, it's giving my vocal some warmth. It's giving my vocal some weight to it, right? And obviously it boosted it. It sounds louder, right? Search the world and I chase the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty. So right there sounds pretty decent. And a lot of times, if it sounds good, then it is good. A lot of times people want to try to throw things on you and tell you like it's got to be set a certain way and it's got to be set a certain amount of peak reduction and gain reduction. It's got to be this amount. But at the end of the day, again, if it sounds good, it probably is good, man. So let's listen to it within the context of the rest of the mix so far and see what we got. Search the world and I chase the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. So we got, it sits really, really good. We didn't do much, right? We did some EQ, some compression, some de-essing, and then we threw this bad boy on here. All right, so let's turn everything off real quick, listen to it, and then turn it on as we go. Search the world and I chase the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty till you came through. Oh Lord, and you rescued me. Right? Crazy. And look, every dream left me so empty till you came through. Oh Lord, and you rescued me. At the peak, we're hitting -4. That's it. Okay, so next, I go ahead and throw a second EQ. There's some instances for this EQ where all I've done is cut that 100 hertz. Just because, like I said, after I've added in those compressors, the EQ and everything else, it adds a little bit more weight to my vocal. And I just want to make sure that that doesn't collide with the rest of the song or interfere with the rest of my instruments. So check it out. You can see we'll have the waveform come up as I do this. And I might even cut back a little bit more just to kind of get rid of that boominess in my vocal. And there is some times, like I said before, that Nectar EQ, my vocal is very harsh around that 3-4K. 2, 3, 4K area, right? So I'll use this one a lot of times and come back down. I'll search for some more frequency around this area where it's like just hit and just cut and unpleasant, right? And I'll just come in here and I'll cut. So for me personally, also, I just want to say this real quick. I don't do a whole lot of boosting other than that high frequency that I had on the Nectar 4 EQ. This is generally all the boosting that I'm doing with EQ. Generally, there will be some times when my vocals just like not hitting, or it's just like it needs to cut through a little bit more, and I'll use this second EQ, this stock channel EQ, to kind of boost. I'll find some frequencies or some body that I need in my vocal, and I'll boost it up just a little bit. But other than that, this is what we got. So let's look for that. Let's look to see if we need any more of the resonance taken out of my vocal, and then look for that if there's any boominess down here in the low end, and we'll cut it out. We'll adjust as needed. Let's check it out. Search the world and I chase the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, so every 500 hertz right here. That's a little bit high, but you don't want to mix with your eyes, right? I just want to visually recognize that, okay? But just for me to understand that the EQ that I have on this vocal is recognizing that there is something there. And I do want to pay attention to that. I do want to recognize that, right? So I'll go ahead and do the same thing like I did with the sweeping. And I'm going to sweep around this area just in case, because I may not be able to hear it, right? Because I'm mixing in headphones. Even if you're mixing with your monitors, you always want to reference. You always want to double check. You always want to A/B. Make sure, reference. So let's check this out and see what we got. Search the world and I chase the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty. That's crazy harsh, right? We want to remove that for sure, right? We don't want that in our vocal. So, and for this right here, I don't think I'm going to be taking out very much, right? I just want to recognize it and take it out just enough so it's not audible. Search the world and I chase the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty. Till you came through, oh Lord, and you rescued me. Search the world and I chase the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty. Till you came through, oh Lord, and you rescued me. All right, that's decent. That's all right. So it's a good thing that we saw it, we recognized it, we made sure, and there was something there, right, that we needed to take out for sure. So I'm gonna check out this high end now, see what we got. Search the world and I chase the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty. Till you came through, oh Lord, and you rescued me. I feel like that 2K is that really tinny. It sounds like a tin can, right? So I'm gonna take that out just a little bit. But I also heard some around this 3K area that I wanna take out as well. So I'm gonna use another band for that 2K, and this one for the 3K. Right? I'm gonna just take it out just a little bit. Search the world and I chase the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty. Till you came through, oh Lord, and you rescued me. Yeah, came through and you rescued me. Search the world and I chase the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty. Till you came through. We got a little bit of a hump going on right here. I just want to check it out just in case. Sounds like. Search the world and I chase the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Okay, we hear it because we boosted it, but I don't think it's an issue. So I'm not really gonna do anything with it at this point. For this specific area for my vocals, I usually don't hear a lot of problems in this area for my vocal. Unless I'm doing something like the lower octave vocals that I do when I'm singing and I'm having to be really close and my voice just kind of gets really boomy. But for this instance, for this case, I'm rapping. It's not a problem, right? So. Search the world and I chase the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty. Till you came through, oh Lord, and you rescued me. There it is. And so what I'm gonna do, just for consistency's sake, man, what I'm gonna do is what I have actually done, and what I will do in the future is basically I'm gonna just copy this track, man. I'm gonna copy this track. I'm gonna add the echoes to that track, and then of course I added the delay to it, right? So we're gonna add that right there. Bam. This track, we don't need it. It was just a scratch track. So I'm gonna get rid of that. Bam. So everything that we just did with that track, all the EQ, the compression, the CLA2A, and then that second channel EQ, it's the same thing. Same thing right here. Bam. We got it going on. All we did was add the stereo delay. And then for the stereo delay, we got that set how we wanted it. Again, we did a low cut at 520, high cut around 7K, and then that feedback is at 41%. We got the output mix all the way up on both left and right channels. And the cool thing about this stereo delay, this is a stock plugin with Logic, is you can do separate note intervals for the left and the right channel, or you can have them the same. I usually keep them separate just to add some character, just to add some depth, some variation to my delays, to my echoes. So I have on the right, I have an eighth note, and on the left, I have a quarter note. Pretty cool. From that point, man, let's see what else we can do with this to see if we can come up with some lyrics. I want to try to come in for this second section, and I'm going to try to add in some harmonies, some vocals. So let's hear it from the top and see what we can search the word from the top. Yeah. I searched the world and I chased the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty, till you came through, oh Lord, and you rescued me. Yeah, came through and you rescued me. I kind of feel like I want to add just a very subtle delay to the main vocal also, just to kind of have that in there, just sitting constant, just that constant delay in the very lightly underneath my vocal, right? Yeah. I searched the world and I chased the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so. It just kind of gives it something to sit on, right? Yeah. I searched the world and I chased the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty, till you came through, oh Lord, and you rescued me. Yeah. Came through and you rescued me. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and throw a gate on here real quick. And in Nectar 4, there's actually a gate also. And so for this, it just varies, man. It's always gonna vary. These are my typical settings, around 50 milliseconds for the release. This is always gonna change. So I usually stay around 1 millisecond or less, right? And then for my threshold, I'm going to raise this up until I hear my vocals start to crack and start to cut out, right, from the actual gate closing on it. And once I hear that, then I'm going to cut down just a little bit on the threshold. So let's check it out. Yeah, I searched the world and I chased the high. Let's go. I forgot to mention I have my ratio set to 15:1. Yeah, I searched the. Yeah, I searched. Yeah. I searched. You can hear how it's cutting out that background, but I wanted I want my vocal to maintain and still hold the clarity, because if you raise this up too much, obviously it's gonna cut out the vocal. So I'll do that just to show you. Yeah, I searched the world and I chased the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty, till you came through, oh Lord, and you. Yeah. I searched the world and I chased the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty, till you came through, oh Lord, and you rescued me. But let's check out a before and after for this dead section right here. Before, right? Let's check it out. Then you rescued me. Yeah. So you can't hear that unless you have headphones on, or you're listening really closely, or you're listening to on monitors or something. But you can hear the background. You can hear the music coming from my actual headphones, bleeding into the recording, into the mic. So again, before. Then you rescued me. And after. Then you rescued me. Cuts it right out. Yeah. Came through when you rescued me. So I'm actually going to back off of it just a little bit, because right when I come in that section. Came through when he rescued. Right there, it's starting to. It's still a little bit crackly. It's still a little bit cutting into my vocal. Yeah. Came through when you rescued. Yeah. Came through when you rescued. Yeah. Came through when you rescued me. 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 And I'll cut it. I'll come in there and I'll cut it out if I need to. Let's listen to it from the top. Yeah. I searched the world and I chased the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me. Let me go ahead and put this. I want to cut for the background harmonies. What I usually do is I put a low pass, high pass on my vocal on that secondary EQ, because again, it's the same channel strip that I have on the main vocal than I do on my harmony vocals and my echo vocals, unless I want to do otherwise, right? But yeah, so high pass around 500 hertz, and then a low pass around 6, just depending how I want it to sound. But usually it's around 6-7K. So let's hear it one more time. Yeah. I searched the world and I chased the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me. Kind of gives it that radio feel. I don't want too much of that radio feel, that radio vibe, that microphone, radio, old school. I don't want too much of that, but I do want a little bit of it. But nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream. I just want it to be a little thin, right? I might want to back this off just. But nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me. I might want to cut out some of this. There's a little bit of resonance coming in that I don't really like. So let me just hear this one more time and see what I need to remove. But nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream. But nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so in eyes. But nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so in eyes. But nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so eyes. But nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty. Till you came through, oh Lord, and you rescued me. Yeah. But nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty. Till you came through, oh Lord, and you rescued me. Yeah. Came through when you rescued me. But also I'm noticing within my recording, there's a part where my tongue was making weird noises. Let me just see where it's at. Yeah. I searched the world and I chased the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of it's right there. Fill up. I said fill up. And like I did a P kind of thing that it's there now. Like it's in the recording. Nothing could ever fill up this heart. Nothing could. It's subtle, right? But it's there. Nothing could ever fill up this heart. Nothing could ever fill up this. 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 Fill up this. Fill up this. These are things that you have to consider while you're recording, man. The recording process is the first step and the most crucial step, the most important step, because if you have a bad recording, you're probably going to end up with a bad mix, right? So always make sure that if you want your vocal to sit right, if you want your vocal to sound good, make sure that your recording sounds good. I'm probably going to come in here eventually and I'm going to adjust that. I'm going to re-record it to make sure that I'm not ing, right? Not making that sound. And a lot of this comes from experience. A lot of this comes from, training your ears to hear certain things. Recording your vocals until they sound right, until you get them right. Overall, we got a good starting point, man. From here, it's just creating, like I said, working on the arrangement, adding more elements into the beat, and just experimenting, man, trying things. So what I want to do here, I definitely want to add in a bass, for sure. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and add in a bass. Yeah. I searched the world and I chased the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty, till you came through, oh Lord, and you rescued me. Yeah, came through and you rescued me. Yeah, till you came through, oh Lord, and you rescued me. And see that you are good, and overflowing like I knew you would. Your mercy's deeper than the sea, and your love. So a lot of times what I'm going to do, man, I'm going to attempt to do it myself. But if I can't do it for whatever reason, that's why we have the tools like Splice, man, and use them. Use them to help you create. If you can't come up with stuff on your own, if you don't know how to play keys, if you don't know anything about music theory, if you don't know how to play chords or any of that stuff, you can utilize the tools that are available, the resources that are available nowadays, and make some amazing stuff that has an impact on people's lives, man. That's all I gotta say. So let's check it out from the top. One more time. Yeah, I searched the world and I chased the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty, till you came through, oh Lord, and you rescued me. Yeah, came through and you rescued me. So I think that's it, man. That's all I'm going to do for this video. I might do a follow-up video. I might do another video going more into depth about how I mix a full session with vocals that I've already recorded. But I just wanted to show you guys the actual process that I take when it comes to, recording vocals and starting my vocal chain and then kind of arranging a beat on the fly. You know what I mean? And again, it comes from just finding something that grooves and making it work, man. Trying different things, experimenting. So again, thank you guys for watching. I love you all. In the mighty name of Jesus, peace and grace in your face. Peace, y'all. Yeah. I searched the world and I chased the highs, but nothing could ever fill up this heart of mine. Every promise, every dream left me so empty, till you came through, oh Lord, and you rescued me.